Hey guys, I'm just going to do a presentation on stress management. Stress management is a big thing, especially what's going on in the world right now. So hopefully this presentation will help you out if you are dealing with some sort of stress in any way, shape or form. First of all, it'll help us recognize it, but also maybe some strategies on how to prevent it. Okay, so we'll get into the owl slideshow here now. So stress management, ways to help reduce your stress levels. Giddy up. Um, Move. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to shrink my head a little bit more here. Just move myself out of the way. All right. So identifying the sources of stress in your life, first of all, is very important. Do you explain away stress as temporary? I just have a million things going on right now, even though you can't remember the last time you took a breather. Do you define stress as an integral part of your work or home life? Things are always crazy around here. Or as a part of your personality? I just have a lot of nervous energy. Or do you blame your stress on other people or outside events? Or view it as entirely normal or and unexceptional? Okay, so identifying the sort of stress that you have is very important. So then once we kind of identify that, we can treat it. Okay, we can treat it. We can use techniques and strategies in order to help us cope with it. Now, we sometimes reach for unhealthy methods to cope with our stress. And these are a list of them. Are any of these common to you? Smoking, drinking too much, overeating or undereating, zoning out for hours in front of the TV or the computer, withdrawing from friends, family, or activities, using pills or drugs to relax, sleeping too much or not sleeping at all, procrastinating, filling in every minute of the day to avoid facing problems, taking out your stress on others, lashing out, angry outbursts, or physical violence. So these are unhealthy ways that we do deal with them, and I'm guilty of the stuff here on this list myself, for sure. In order to cope, and really, with these ways, don't really mitigate the stress. In actual fact, they probably compound the stress. They will add to it because we're not really dealing with the issues. So there's a couple of strategies of dealing with a stressful situation. So what I want you to remember here is the 4 A's. You have avoid, alter, adapt, or accept. So you can change the situation by avoiding the stressor. You can change the situation by altering the stressor, or you can change your reaction, adapt to the stressor, or accept the stressor itself. Okay, so we're going to go through each one of these A's now. So avoid unnecessary stress. First one here is learn to say no. We all know what it's like when we overcommit. This maybe it's just meeting up for someone and they want to catch up with you for a coffee, but you know you have something to finish off and get done, but you say yes anyway, even though is it 100% necessary that they catch up on that particular day at that particular time? So learning to say no is okay. It's absolutely okay. And you don't need to give an excuse. If things don't suit you at a particular time, just say no. Avoid people who stress you out. So if there's a particular person in your life that causes stress for you, avoid spending too much time with them, or eliminate that relationship entirely. Okay, we all know people like that in our lives. Take control of your own environment. Okay, so avoid bringing stress into your environment that is unnecessary. You are the master of your own domain, remember? You have the power to let stuff in and push stuff away as you see fit. So take control of that. Avoid hot button topics. If there's certain stuff like, talk about religion or politics that presses your fucking buttons, well, don't bring them up in conversations. And if they come up in conversations, just move away. Don't get suckered in to debating something that really and truly is not doing you any good. It's just something that's fucking pressing your buttons. And learn to pare down your to-do list. It's important to, like, I am always a very big believer on, having a to-do list and, journaling and putting stuff down like that. But make sure that when you put stuff on that list, that you know what has priority. Don't put fucking all sorts of shit in there, and jot everything down that's in your head. But then eliminate stuff. When you wrote down, just go through it. Okay, what is necessary? What needs to be done today? And what can be avoided? Okay, so pare down your to-do list. Alter your situation. So this is the next day. Express your feelings instead of bottling them up. Listen, we all have to learn how to express ourselves, and we all need to do it more often. You could become better at it, but don't just sit idly by and just let shit happen without saying, I feel that this is the reason why I don't want that to happen, or this is affecting me in this way because. Speak your mind. In work relationships, personal relationships, friendships, and everything. It comes back to, having stressful people in your life. Make sure you speak up. Don't bottle it up. Don't bottle it down. And people are always sometimes very afraid of confrontation. This isn't confrontation. This is you living your life in your way. So take control of that. Be willing to compromise. Listen, if you want someone to change, you need to be willing to change yourself. It's not all one-sided. The other person isn't always the problem. Sometimes you have to look inward a little bit at yourself to be like, okay, maybe is this a reflection of me and this other person? That's why I'm so irritated by it. So if you want someone to compromise, be willing to compromise yourself. Be more assertive. Fucking stand up for yourself. And again, it comes back to saying no. You don't have to accept a situation the way it is. You can alter it and be like, no, I don't agree. So be more assertive. I like to call this having a little bit of fuck you attitude. Remember that one. Manage your time better. If this is a good one, because we all fail at this at times. Trying to schedule 1,000,001 things in, flying around like a blue arse fly, and you're not actually putting enough time into the things that you should be doing because you have yourself overbooked. So again, like your to-do list, eliminate shit in your day that doesn't need to be there. But also make sure you pencil in time for you to chill out and relax. Hugely important. Okay. Adapting to the stressor. Reframe the problems. And this basically refers to looking at it from a different angle. Is this situation as bad as it seems? Or what is the bright side? Because, what they will say, what doesn't kill you can make you stronger. So if I can look at this situation, and is it going to affect me in a month's time or a year's time? Well, then don't fucking worry about it. Okay? So change your perspective of how you view the stressor. Look at the bigger picture. As I just said, is it going to affect you in a year's time or even a month's time? If it's not, well, then fuck it. Doesn't matter. Forget about it. Roll on. Adjust your standards. Not everything has to be perfect. Okay. And this is, if you are a business owner yourself, sometimes it can be hard to relinquish some of the roles because no one does anything the way you do it. And this is perfectionism, which is the biggest cause of stress in everyone's life. Listen, it's okay to lower your standards and to accept good enough. Train good staff and relinquish some of the roles, give them some of the responsibility, and the job will get done just as well as you would have done it yourself, but minus the stress. And focus on the positives. Every cloud has a silver lining. Every stressor that you face is a chance for you to grow. You just got to face it head on. Don't avoid it. Face it head on, because out the other end, you're going to be a better person. You're going to be a smarter person. You're going to be a wiser person. So focus on the positive. Accept things you can't change. Okay, the current climate that we're in at the moment, pandemic, recession, we cannot control this stuff. The death of a loved one. These are things that are completely out of our control. And what we have to do is accept where we are right now and move on. Don't try and control the uncontrollable, because it's a waste of energy. Just accept it, step forward and move on. It can be hard, and the world can seem like it's just got its back up against you, but trust me, accept what's happening and we move forward. Look for your upside. There's a positive in everything. In every challenge we face, there's something that can be learned from it. There's something that, we can grow from it. You are the master of your own destiny, as I've said before. And no matter how bad things get, there is a way for you to get yourself out of it. And it's by taking the high road. Accept what you cannot change and move forward. And find your new why. Find your new reason. That is the most important thing. Share your feelings. Pick up the phone. Talk to a friend. If you haven't spoke to a therapist before, it shouldn't be taboo. I highly recommend, if you don't have one, to get one. It is great to talk to someone that's impartial. It's very cathartic. And they can shed light on your own negative thoughts that drag you down and get you thinking in a different way. So talk to a friend or talk to a therapist, one of the two. Even though you can't sometimes change the situation, just talking about the situation is helpful. And learn to forgive. Forgive what's going on around you and move on. Don't hold on to resentment. Don't hold on to hate, because it like holding on to those things and wishing ill on someone is like taking poison and hoping it's going to kill that person. It's only going to affect you, and it's only going to run you into the ground. So learn to forgive, move on. Okay, now the things we do that are very important for us. You have to look after yourself, and we have to cope with these stressful things in a healthy way. So make time for fun and relaxation. Set aside time to relaxation time, and that can be anything from listening to a podcast, reading a book, going for a walk, chatting with a friend, eating good food, all of these things that you like, the things that make you happy and bring you joy. You set aside time for that. Connect with others. Talking to people is the most important. We're social animals. So connecting with other people, talking with other people, just having a gas bag about bullshit is brilliant. Do that as often as you can. Do something every day that you enjoy. And like I've listed before, whatever that is, set aside time for it and make that a non-negotiable. I like to watch a movie at night, and at 8 o'clock, the movie comes on, and I set aside time for that each and every night. And I love it. I get to transport myself to a new world with a different film each night and learn something new. It's fantastic. So you do that. Make sure you do something every day for you. Keep a sense of humor. Learn to laugh at the world, but more importantly, learn to laugh at yourself. It's all right to fuck up. Just laugh shit off. Laughing itself is so good for the body. So do more of it. Life isn't supposed to be so fucking serious. So take it with a pinch of salt and have the crack. All right. Avoid the unhealthy lifestyle. So listen, start exercising regular. Fucking 30 minutes a day, 3 days a week is plenty to get you started, but start doing some form of exercise. It's just the best for stress relief. Get out in the sun, get moving, get walking. Eat a healthy diet. Because if your body's well energized and well fueled, you will sleep better, you will think better, you will operate better. There will be less stress in your life. Reduce the amount of caffeine and sugar that you consume on a daily basis, because these are things that will give you a peak and then a dramatic crash, and will give you wild mood swings throughout the day, which creates the bad environment around you, but that bad environment is starting with you. So avoid mood swinging type foods, which is the caffeine and the sugar. Avoid alcohol, cigarettes, or drugs. These will only mask the problem, mask the problems temporarily and leave you in a worse state, because they're not allowing you to face your problems. And you must face your issues. Face them head on. Do not turn away. Get enough sleep. When you get enough sleep, the world is a beautiful place. We've all had that great night's sleep when you wake up and you can take on the world. You feel like Conan the fucking Barbarian. Nothing is going to stop you. Nothing's going to get in your way. So focus on good sleep hygiene, which was a previous presentation, and you will see that somewhere in the units. So make sure you work on getting good sleep. And boys and girls, this is one of my favorite philosophers, Alan Watts. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain and so obvious, so simple. And yet everyone rushes around in a great panic as if they were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. So stop and smell the roses, boys and germs. Enjoy yourself. Don't let the hustle and bustle of life get you down, because you are the most important thing. So start with looking after yourself. Everything else will come after that, but look after yourself as number one. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that presentation. And if you liked it, comment below. Giddy up.